the video podcast that shares the heartbeat of our Germantown School District. A great place to learn, grow, and belong. This is GTown Life. Germantown, welcome into another school spotlight. We're at MacArthur, joined by Miss Kinkade. Appreciate you joining, talking about all the great things happening at MacArthur.
Happy to be here.
From your role, what does a strong day of learning and support look like at MacArthur?
Well, being in the library, a strong day of learning looks like kids coming in excited about books, whether that's being ready for read aloud time, joining in the fun of that, or finding their next favorite book to read, or sharing with me what they're reading on their own. I always like to hear their views on what they've got going at the moment too. So really just being excited and engaged.
What is something about the students or MacArthur school community that people outside the building may not fully see or appreciate?
How much of a community it actually is. Students have their primary teachers and they have their specials, but there are so many people within the building working towards making each student's day the best it can possibly be. So whether it's somebody who works regularly with the student one-on-one day in and day out, or they just pass in the halls, there's that familiarity, there's that connection made so that we're all working towards the common goal for each student.
What has stood out to you this year as a moment of growth, connection, or pride for the students?
The greatest point of connection I've seen for the students is anytime the students are willing and able to support one another without necessarily having direct adult guidance for that. It's very easy to, as a child, treat your peers with kindness. When you have those gentle reminders around you all the time, as parents, we do that often too. So to see students engage with their peers that way without any reminders, one example being witnessing the grade level spelling bees here, and kids without being prompted in any way were cheering on the students next to them anytime they've got their words spelled right. They were supposed to be silent, but there was a lot of yes and high fives as the kids went back to their seats, or the unfortunate moments when the word proved to be a little bit too difficult. There was support as the students were exiting to the side. So to see that and to see how much the students care for one another too, without it being a direct teaching moment from the adults in the building, it was really cool to see.
How does your role contribute to helping students feel known, supported, and successful?
I have a great position here in helping students feel known, especially because it's not a traditional classroom setting. The goals that I have for the students might be a little bit different. And so a lot of it comes down to the connection. When the students come in for library each week, we do have a couple minutes before story time where we're able to reconnect. They can raise their hands, tell me a little bit something that they're excited about for that week, something new that's going on in their world. A lot of times it's all about missing teeth for the younger kids if they've got a new jack-o'-lantern smile that they're excited to show off when they come in. And they know that I'm always looking forward to hearing that from them. It gives us a lot of opportunities to make the students feel known, feel seen, feel recognized, and they know that we're excited to have that with them.
What is one practice, routine, or mindset at MacArthur that helps students thrive?
It ties into the exceptional job that a lot of our staff does in the mornings when the students are coming in, whether it's bus drop-off or parent drop-off. We have quite the welcoming committee here in our hallways, often led by Mr. Polzar. The enthusiasm and the excitement is palpable when you walk into the doors, and the students feel that, and you can see them responding in kind most of the time. Some of the fifth graders are a bit too cool once in a while early in the mornings to engage, but just making the students see how much we look forward to seeing them each day is a practice that sets everybody up for a successful day.
What has working at MacArthur taught you about students, families, or education that you did not fully understand before?
Working here, it's allowed me to have the different perspective of being in the school. I am a district parent as well. I've got a student at the middle school right now. Whether it's your child's first day of their first year and you're sending them off, or they're having a a bit of a struggle socially or academically, it can be difficult sending your student off to school for whatever reason. The nerves can be there, or the stress, or the worry, or the concern. Being in the school now and seeing how staff interacts with the students and being able to be on the inside of that, it's definitely changed my perspective about how much each of the adults in the building are caring about the students. If I could have seen that in the beginning, it may have settled some of the worries or the nerves or the first day jitters that I had as a parent. So I definitely appreciate being able to see that each year.
If families could see one thing about what happens inside MacArthur each day, what would you want them to know?
A lot of it just comes back to wanting families to see how cared for the kids really are. There are a lot of people in your child's corner day in and day out, even though, like I said, we've got your student's primary teacher, we've got the specials, we've got the principal. There are countless people in the building working tirelessly to make sure that each student is having a fantastic day and that it's successful, whether that means academically, socially, just having a smile on their face for the day. We're all working towards that common goal. It's important for me being in the school, but also being a district parent to be aware of that and to know just how much the kids are cared for.
Favorite spot on MacArthur's campus?
I mean, I don't know if you can see the natural light in here and all of the books, and this has always been my happy place.
The library at MacArthur, no
The
better
library at
place.
MacArthur, 100%.
Best sound in a school building.
Ooh, the giggles. Anytime a student is having fun, it's the laughter. That's the best sound.
Song that instantly lifts your mood.
Queen, We Will Rock You, after our staff lip sync battle a couple years ago. It's enjoyable when you're not on the stage in front of 500 people. And the fifth graders have now started to use the lunch table to do the intro of the song when I walk in sometimes. So there definitely won't be a repeat performance, but it is a mood lightener for sure.
One thing that instantly boosts your energy at work.
Students, I don't have the same level of energy necessarily outside of work. And when it comes to interacting with adults in my outside life, I'm not necessarily known for being that high level of energy outside of here. So it's all because of the kids.
Favorite Wisconsin season.
Fall, always fall.
What's a perfect fall day for you?
Ooh, fall day. That is going to be being outdoors with the family, maybe dogs running around or snuggled up around a fire, just hanging out and enjoying it.
A skill you use daily that people might not realize.
The greatest skill that any of us can possess is just being flexible. When you have multiple classes coming in each day, you have to kind of read the room and figure out what the students are needing at that moment and how best to reach them. And being able to roll with that makes a huge difference. And we do have that flexibility with the library because there aren't a million things that we need to make sure we touch on every single day and that the students are getting all of the information when they need it. And I am lucky in that I am able to have sort of that breathing room or that buffer of space where we can make library whatever we need it to be each day.
For those that are frequent GTown Today viewers, we appreciate that flexibility. It's often been a common spot recording with our GTown Today students at MacArthur.
Yes.
What makes MacArthur feel like, quote unquote, your school?
It's definitely the students. Trying to walk down the hall the beginning or the end of the day, what should take about 30 seconds winds up taking a good 10 minutes or so, making it to or from the vehicle with all of the highs and the hellos and the sharing of news and the jack-o'-lantern smiles. And it's the most enjoyable experience. And it definitely feels like we're all here for the same reason. And it feels good walking down the halls and having those connections with the students.
What is something students would be surprised to know about you?
Students would be surprised to know my age because it's a fun game that some of the younger grades like to play and guessing how old I may be, especially if it's my birthday, things like that. And we've had guessing games. So I am anywhere between, I believe, 17 and 132.
Best advice you ever got from a teacher or staff member?
I don't know that it was necessarily advice, but when I was in school, the thing we were told is once you finish up your work, go ahead and grab a book and start reading. Anytime you were doing something, if it was finishing up a test, finishing up classroom work, whatever it might be, the teachers would always say, when you're done, grab a book and start reading. And I take that advice to heart day in and day out, even in my adult life. I'm not ever upset if I finish a task and I get to grab a book and start reading.
Plenty of books to choose from right behind you.
Absolutely.
One word students would use to describe you.
My goal in a perfect world, I would like them to say that I am kind or welcoming because nothing beats that. If I can get those words from students, that would be the best. There's nothing better than that. So that's the goal. I'll just keep working on meeting that each day.
A planned moment or a teachable moment?
Teachable moment, always.
High five or fist bump?
Student's choice. I am willing to do high five, fist bump, hearts. We get a lot. The I love you, a wave. Some students are big huggers, and some just like to say goodbye. So, student's choice.
Fresh or fried cheese curds?
Fried.
Hot dog or brat?
Veggie brat.
Date fair or summer fest?
Music of Summerfest, for sure.
Friday fish fry or Saturday brunch?
Saturday brunch.
Road trip or stay close weekend?
Ooh, both are awesome. I do love the road trip.
Pizza Friday or Taco Tuesday?
Mm, Justin, Fridays and Tuesdays are different days. That is a why choose for me. You can do both each week. That's completely fine.
County fair or farmer's market?
Farmer's market.
Lake house weekend or cabin in the woods?
I am lucky enough that our family cabin in the woods is on the lake. So best of both worlds.
A fall color drive or a summer lake day?
Fall color drive.
Germantown, welcome in for today's school spotlight. We're at Amy Belle with Mrs. Herden. Thanks for joining. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you. From your role, what does a strong day of learning and support look like at Amy Belle?
Getting kids motivated to participate in activities that we're doing in the learning, lots of hands-on things, but lots of just turn-in talks and discussions and different activities to get them motivated and curious.
What is something about your students or the Amy Belle school community that people outside the building may not fully see or appreciate?
We have a great school community at Amy Belle. We have a lot of good parent involvement at Amy Belle. The PTA is wonderful. I've been part of the PTA for over 20 years as the secretary. So we just have a great school community. The teachers are all very collaborative. We work together. We have a good relationship with each other. We can laugh. We can go to each other for help when we need it. Lots of good friends that I've made over my 31 years here. A lot of people probably don't know all that behind the scenes because they see just a little bit maybe when they come in and visit, but they don't know just how the relationships between staff, parents, and the kids in the building. We have a strong relationship building school.
What has stood out to you this year as a moment of growth, connection, or pride for the Amy Belle students?
I teach first grade. So for me, the growth of my kids from the beginning of the year, starting in September now, getting almost April, May now, it's great to see how much they've grown in their skills, reading, math, just everything, like being responsible, just learning the habits of a good citizen, classroom citizen. It's just great to see the growth from the beginning of the year to the end of the year in first grade.
How does your role contribute to helping students feel known, supported, and successful?
my role every day to help kids feel like they belong to this classroom. One of the things we do at our school every day is we greet our kids when they come in the door in the morning, ask them how their weekend was or ask them how their night was, listen to their stories. We do like soft start in the morning, which is great because it's a time for me to go around and bond with my students and get to talk to them and find out more what's going on. This is a really important part of being a teacher, not all just always the academics, but the relationships, getting to know your kids. This is really important. Just the beginning of the day, that time to get to know the kids is a great part of the day.
What is one practice, routine, or mindset at Amy Belle that helps students thrive?
The mindset that we can do anything we put our mind to, that growth mindset that it's okay to make mistakes. Mistakes help us learn. We kind of try to instill that in our students every day, that it's okay to make those mistakes. That's how you get stronger. Making sure kids understand that we're not disappointed in them when they make mistakes. We will help them through it. That perseverance in their just to keep trying, and there's nothing that they can't do, and we're here to support them and get them through anything that they need help with.
What has working at Amy Belle taught you about students, families, or education that you did not fully understand before?
There's a lot, I guess, in education that maybe you don't know when you first start. There's a lot of different involvement, different pieces that go together. I can't do my job well without having my parents here to help support me and to trust me with their kids. That relationship, that communication between parents and teachers is so important. Same with staff and administration and your principal. All those different like relationship things are very important that maybe you don't think about when you think about just coming in and teaching, doing your lesson plan, but there's so much more than that. There's different people you have to work with every day, different students, different abilities, different things that kids need. So there's just a lot that goes into a day that you might not think about, all those different parts of the day that go together.
If families could see one thing about what happens inside Amy Belle each day, what would you want them to know?
I would want them to know just how much learning is going on and just how much we try to make things fun and exciting for kids. So I would love them to be able to see all the hard work that their kids are doing and their enjoyment and their curiosity and their love of learning.
Your favorite spot on Amy Belle's campus?
My favorite spot would be my classroom.
Best sound in a school building?
Children laughing.
A song that instantly lifts your mood?
There's so many songs I love, but I like Don't Stop Believing.
One thing that instantly boosts your energy at work?
I guess the kids. I mean, just when they come in the morning, like I could be tired and just exhausted, and then they come in and they're a ball of energy in first grade, so that boosts my energy.
Favorite Wisconsin season?
Summer.
What's a perfect summer day for you?
Going out for a run in the morning, just going for walks with my husband, hanging out on my deck outside, enjoying the sun, grilling out, hanging out with my grandkids, just all kinds of fun things like that.
A skill you use daily that people might not realize?
I'm a very organized person, so I think I use that every day to keep things ready for what I'm doing next and for meetings and all kinds of things like that.
What makes Amy Belle feel like, quote unquote, your school?
It just feels like it's a happy place. It feels like it's my home away from home. I've been here 31 years. I have such great relationships and friendships here. I mean, this is the place that I want to be if I'm not at home.
What is something students might be surprised to know about you?
They might be surprised to know that that reading is not something that I'm very fond of doing on my free time. Like I always encourage kids to read and I enjoy reading to them and I enjoy kids' books reading, but I'm not like a reader myself. Like I won't sit and read a book. I'd rather be more active. That might surprise them.
Best advice you ever got from a teacher?
Always just do what you believe is the right thing to do. You're doing the best you can. Do what you need to do to get through and solve a problem. Don't worry about others sometimes. Like, you know what's right for your kids. So do what you think is right and everything will be good.
One word students would use to describe you?
Nice.
A planned lesson or a teachable moment?
teachable moment,
High five or fist bump?
high five,
Fresh or fried cheese curds?
fried,
Hot dog or brat?
neither,
State fair or Summerfest?
state fair,
Friday fish fry or Saturday brunch?
Saturday brunch,
Road trip or stay close weekend?
stay close weekend,
Pizza Friday or Taco Tuesday?
pizza Friday,
County fair or farmer's market?
county fair,
Lake house weekend or cabin in the woods?
lake house weekend,
A fall color drive or a summer lake day?
summer lake day.
Germantown, welcome into another school spotlight. Today we're at Kennedy chatting with Mr. Schubert. Thanks for joining.
Thanks for having me.
What's been exciting today?
Distributed property. We're learning some basic algebra with my sixth graders, and I don't know if they're having fun with it, but they're trying their best, and that's all that matters. It's been fun.
From your role, what does a strong day of learning and support look like at Kennedy?
It starts with students feeling welcomed the second that they come into the classroom, the building, feeling safe, just being engaged right away. If we let them stray off a little too far right away, then it's tough to bring them back in. Having them engaged, having clear expectations when they enter the room, consistent routines, positive relationships, sets a tone for the day, and it sets their day up for success. And that way they can keep finding success along the way and hopefully carry that on to each and every single class. It all matters on how you start the day. If you don't start the day well, the rest of your day is not going to be great. So setting the tone and getting it off right is the best start.
What is something about your students or the Kennedy school community that people outside the building may not see or fully appreciate?
I don't think that people outside of this building truly understand how hard these kids and the teachers in the school work. I know time and time again, everyone always wants more credit to teachers, but the students got to get more credit too. They come in every single day, and most of these kids don't want to be here, right? They're forced to be here. They got to be here. Their parents are getting them here. The bus is taking them here. They have no choice. But time and time again, these kids come in, they make the right choices. Majority of them are making the choices that they should be every single day. And they're not getting the recognition they deserve, whether it's from the community, the staff, the parents, right? They don't really know what's going on throughout the day. Their parents, they ask their kids, hey, how was your day? They're going to say it was good. And that's it. They don't really understand what's going on and that they're making the right choices every single day. So just the fact that these students come in and they work their butts off for 7 hours of the day or 4.5 hours of the day and whatever, they don't get the recognition they deserve. I wish the community and just everyone was able to take a little bit more pride and understand that, hey, these kids they're giving it everything they got for 180 days or however long that they're in school for.
What has stood out to you this year as a moment of growth, connection, or pride for Kennedy's students?
For growth, every single year is different. So you grow in different ways every year. It's a different group of kids every single year that provide a different challenge. There's not really one moment to pinpoint for growth or for pride or for connection. It's little moments along the way. For sixth grade, we go to BizTown and we see kids, they have to take on a role, they have to take on a job, and they have to do work and get paid for it. And they get to spend that money and buy fidgets or pencils or something. And they have their business relying on them. So they have to take pride in their work. And we see a lot of cool things happening at BizTown. I know in the Purple House and the rest of this grade team, they love going to BizTown because it just brings kids out of their shell. It really shows, hey, I've got this. I can do the job that you need me to do, and I'm going to do it. I don't have to ask for help. I'm independent. I got this. Another thing was for our math team. We did math Olympics this year during the Winter Olympics. These kids loved it. Just the community building in the classroom was huge. Whether it was a quiet kid or a super loud kid that was in class, if they were in front competing for their class, the rest of the class was rooting for him, cheering for him, screaming for him. It was really cool to see. We had Mrs. Flood told me that one of her students was so disappointed that we did not do the Olympics that day. And he said, Mrs. Flood, this is the only reason I was excited to come to school. Whether that's true or not, it was cool to hear because you don't think that the Math Olympics is having that much of an impact. It's just a little 10-minute thing that we do in an hour-and-a-half period. But it's something that these kids looked forward to for 3 weeks. It was really fun. It was really cool to see. Probably created a lot of memories in the sixth grade classroom, which is always the goal. You know, you always want to create positive memories for these kids. And I think that was a lot of positive memories for them.
Mr. Schubert, how does your role contribute to helping students feel known, supported, and successful?
My role is vital for that. They're with me for half of the year, 180 days. So they're going to see a lot of me, whether they like it or not. For me to be here every single day, show them that I care, greet them when they come in, whether it's just at the door and I say, good morning, right? It's just letting them know, hey, I see you. I see that you're here. Thank you for being here. Being successful looks different for every single kid, as well as being supported. I can go to one kid and I have to talk to them a little bit differently because they might not have the level of understanding that the kid behind them has. So just knowing what they need at that moment is huge for the success, right? I can't go to one side of the room and say one thing because it might not click with that group and then go to the other group and say the same thing. Well, it might click with them. And that's the hard thing as being a teacher. You have to know what success and what support looks like for each kid. And it looks different from 5 minutes, for 10 minutes, for 20 minutes. It looks different in hours. It's changing every single time. So just knowing what those students need to be supported fully and successful to the point of where they feel comfortable or where they're getting an A or whatever success looks like for them, how can we get them to that point? So for my role, it's huge to just take a step back and kind of ask yourself, hey, what does success look like for this person? Because it doesn't look the same for every single person. I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize is that success doesn't mean an A plus for some of these kids. A lot of people don't like math, and that's what I teach. I know kids aren't going to get an A plus in this class. That's okay. And for them to realize that that's okay. And hey, the success is a B plus for me because all these past years I struggled in math, but B plus is huge for me. So celebrating that small success for that kid is huge and giving them confidence. So a lot of times success isn't even in the grade. It's in the work that they do. Hey, you showed up today and you tried your best. That's success. So just taking those small moments and letting them know, hey, I'm proud of you. You did great today is huge for them.
What is one practice, routine, or mindset at Kennedy that helps students thrive?
Definitely one thing in my class, I have it on my bulletin board. Mistakes are proof that you're trying, especially in math. You're not going to get everything right away. Mistakes are super vital for learning. If you are not able to make mistakes or you're afraid to make mistakes, you're never going to reach your full potential. Nobody's perfect, so it's totally normal to make mistakes. I make mistakes. My students know it. Every single time I make a mistake, everyone lets me know about it. It's a little irritating at times, but I get it because students love calling out teachers. So when I make a mistake and I say 7 instead of 8, they let me hear it. So it doesn't go on, but it's good for them to see that, hey, your teacher, the person that's supposed to know everything, does make mistakes. So it's good for them to see it. And I think the quicker that they realize, hey, not every single person is perfect, it allows them more time to grow and more time to become a better version of themselves instead of realizing it 10 years down the line of, man, yeah, it's okay to make mistakes. It's better to realize that now, and you can make mistakes all you want as long as you grow from that and take a step back and understand what can I do better. That's what matters. So I try to say something along those lines or put that into their heads. Hey, it's okay. Grow from it. That's all that matters.
What has working at Kennedy taught you about students, families, or education that you did not fully understand before?
It's only my second year teaching. So coming in, you're super exciting, thinking you're going to change the world. When you come in, you realize that's not going to happen. You're not going to change the world, and that's okay. It's hard to come to that realization, but it's okay. And just understanding that everything is not in your control is hard. You're the teacher. You're in charge of what's happening inside your room. But at the end of the day, you can only control so much. You can only do so much. It's hard to take a step back and realize that something is out of your control or something that you did was wrong, right? I just talked about mistakes. Teachers take a step back and realize they make a mistake sometimes, but they do their best to correct it, whether it's the next day, whether it's the next week, whether it's that night that they go home and they work on their stuff. They're cleaning up that mistake. And that's what matters. You can do everything right in this profession, and still in the eyes of some, you did something wrong. And that's just the reality of it. Like I said, if you help one kid, that's not going to help another kid. So you can do everything right with that one person, do the same thing, and it doesn't work, which is really hard as a teacher. So you got to have strategies, ideas, thoughts of what you can say ready to go. Because if you don't, then you sit there and you kind of twiddle your thumb and you're like, I don't know how to help you, which is a really hard thing to realize. But taking a step back and just understanding, hey, let's reassess in a little bit. Maybe I can help you in those 5 minutes. Maybe I can think of a different way to say it. And then just understanding that the things that you think are little, small victories for a kid, it could be a major victory for them. So just celebrating and understanding that the small moments that are small to you could be massive to these kids. It could be the one thing that they remember from 6th grade. Celebrating those little success stories or celebrating little things is massive. I didn't fully understand that, but now just looking back on it and hearing from previous students that I had, they recall a memory that we had in class and I don't remember it because I had 4 other classes that day. And I hate saying that. I don't even remember what you're talking about, but they remember it clear as day. And you just got to take their word for it. You hope they're not lying or anything. It doesn't sound out of character when they say it, so it makes sense. But just taking a step back and just understanding that this profession is bigger than you. There's only so much you can do, and you can be a control freak. There's still things that are going to happen that are out of your control. So just understanding that that's okay is a big thing.
If families could see one thing about what happens inside Kennedy each day, what would you want them to know?
I'd really want them to just be a fly on the wall in multiple classrooms. To understand that every single teacher goes through so many different things. Block 1 can be completely different from block 2. Block 2 can be different from block 3. So every single block, you're changing how you're talking to them. Because again, every single student has different needs. So being able to switch is huge. And I don't know if a lot of the people outside of this building understand that, is you can't be the same teacher over and over and over and over again. A good teacher can change every single day, can change from student to student because, again, every student needs something different. Every student does not need the sarcastic teacher that's trying to make a joke. Some students don't understand the joke. So knowing your student, saying, okay, that person can take the joke, that person can take my sarcasm, so this student can't, or this student doesn't respond well to funniness or to jokes, they are serious. So understanding just that each teacher's going through that maze every single day and finding the correct way to say things is huge. And then also just understanding that teaching is not even half of our job. We're here to teach, but at the end of the day, we need to be a parent to a lot of these kids. They're going through a lot of these things. They show emotions, and we need to understand what's going through their heads almost at all times. If they're confused, they might be afraid to raise their hands. Well, we need to understand, hey, this student is quiet. They might not raise their hands because they're afraid of what others think. And we need to be conscious of that. Making a point of getting to that person is huge. You have 20 plus students in class. Some classes have 30 plus. So having 20 or 30 kids in that class and having to get to every single one and knowing what they need, it's impossible, right? Every single day, you are not going to get to each kid in your class and give them the full attention they need. And that's hard. And I think that a lot of people outside of this building and just a lot of people outside of education have a hard time grasping that, which makes sense. You don't really understand that until you're a teacher and you're in that position of, wow, I got 25 kids that I really have to pay attention to. And then in an hour, I have 25 more coming in. And then another hour, I have 25 more coming in. I've seen 75 kids in 3 hours, which it's a lot mentally. It's exhausting. Putting their feelings first is what a good teacher does. But then also understanding that, hey, I also have feelings and I can't take things personal. If a kid's acting out, it's not on me sometimes, right? There's other things going on. So just being the bigger person and just taking responsibility and understanding that a lot of things are just going on is hard for parents and for the community and for everybody to understand. There's a lot more going on than just teaching in a school.
Favorite spot on Kennedy's campus?
I would have to say my room. It's a selfish answer, but I have big windows. I get a ton of natural light. Our hallway's tucked away in the corner. It's quiet. It's really nice. I don't have to go anywhere to get stuff done. I can get it done here. Other than my room, though, I'd say the library. It's nice. I like the people in there. They're good to talk to. It's where I get a lot of my printing done. I would say my room.
Best sound in a school building?
First answer would be the silence after school is very nice, but also just the laughter amongst the class. And when there's conversations going on, it's just all math talk and kids helping each other. There's nothing better when you hear a kid helping another, knowing that that person, hey, doesn't have to go out, or that person has to go out of their way to help this person and they're okay with it. It's awesome to hear.
A song that instantly lifts your mood?
I mean, there's so many, but I'm a big Zach Bryan and Noah Kahn fan. So if you throw any of those on, which a lot of songs are depressing, but that's okay. They got a good melody behind it. So anything Zach Bryan or Noah Kahn.
Favorite Wisconsin season?
I would have to go summer. Baseball. I'm a huge baseball guy. I coach 2 baseball teams. I'm traveling all summer. I get to hang out with my dog a lot. Those are two important things in my life. It's a ton of family time as well, and it's beautiful out. So there's not a lot better than summer.
A skill you use daily that people might not realize.
This might be obvious to some, but just being able to improvise. When a lesson ends 20 minutes early and now you got to think of 20 minutes to kill, you got to improvise and you got to be on the spot. You can't waste the 5 minutes to think of something. You got to be ready to go. You got to think on your feet a lot, and then just making those decisions quick is huge.
What makes Kennedy feel like, quote unquote, your school?
Just coming in, you feel welcomed. Just by the staff, by the students, by admin. The 6th grade Purple House, we are a very tight-knit group. We get along super, super well. It's only my second year, and I came in as a long-term sub, and they welcomed me in right away. It just feels like a family down here, and we all care for each other. So coming in every single day, knowing that I get to talk to my coworkers, and I like talking to them. We talk about real-life stuff, and if I got problems going on, they can help me out. Just coming in, knowing I got my little family here is a good feeling.
What is something students would be surprised to know about Mr. Schubert?
My students know this now, but when I tell them, they never expect it. I've gone skydiving twice, and on my bucket list, I want to get my skydiving license so I can just go alone and just go on solo jumps. It's something that I dream of, and it's something that is just amazing. There's nothing better than it.
Best advice you ever got from a teacher?
My mentor teacher when I was student teaching, she told me that being a teacher is not your entire life. That's a huge thing to hear. She said if you let it become your entire life, then you'll get burned out and you won't last in this profession. She just told me to understand that at some point of the day, you need to let it go and go do the rest of your life. For me, it's coaching baseball. So I'm a coach, I'm a teacher, but then I also need to go home and clean up and do chores. I can't just go home and do more teacher stuff. So you gotta leave it out at work sometimes. Can't take everything home.
One word students would use to describe you.
I asked my students this. A lot of them said helpful / funny. So I'll say that. I'll take it.
A planned lesson or a teachable moment?
Teachable moment. It's just fun. Class is engaged. It's usually something that's off task, and that's okay. I'm all for that. An hour and a half class period.
High five or fist bump?
Fist bump.
Fresh or fried cheese curds?
I love me some fried cheese curds. I will get that app all day.
Hot dog or brat?
Brat, easily.
State fair or summer fest?
Summerfest. I love music. Anywhere that I can get good food and listen to music, I will take. So Summerfest.
Friday fish fry or Saturday brunch?
Friday fish fry. Love me a good Friday fish fry.
Road trip or stay close weekend?
Road trip. Love camping. So anytime to get out and go into the woods and get out in nature, I will take. So road trip.
Pizza Friday or Taco Tuesday?
I would say Taco Tuesday. I used to be a Pizza Friday, but now it's Taco Tuesday all day.
County fair or farmer's market?
I would say farmer's market. There's nothing better than getting some fresh fruit and some good coffee from local vendors.
Lake house weekend or cabin in the woods?
This is going to contradict my camping / road trip, but I would say lake house weekend. There's nothing better than being on the lake.
A fall color drive or summer lake day?
Summer lake day. Being on the boat, listening to music with some friends. It's a great time.
Well, that will do it for today's school spotlight at Kennedy. Mr. Schubert, thanks for joining and wishing a great rest of the year for the Crusaders.
Thanks for having me. We only got some 30 days left, so we're not counting down here.
Thanks for listening to the stories that make our Germantown learning community a great place to learn, grow, and belong. We are all shareholders in empowering and inspiring student success today and into the future. Until next time, this is GTown Life.